meditate on this. The subconscious mind is like a black hole. It's a vacuum. It pulls in everything that crosses its path. The portals or gateways to the subconscious mind exist on the human body, in the human body. Some of them are called ears, some of them are called eyes. And you receive certain signals and things and messages, etc., through these senses, through these tools for senses, sight, hearing, etc. But no matter what you do, no matter what you put in front of your ears, no matter what you put in front of your eyes, just understand that the subconscious mind is going to receive that and it's going to be embedded within you in perpetuity. It's going to be with you forever. And the people in power know this. The ruling class know this, and they do a damn good job of putting things in there that are not going to lead to quality of thought. It's important that you take control of this and try to embed things with high quality of thought into your subconscious mind, so that when they come back to the surface, when they come back, they pop out on the other side, they're fruitful. The things that are good for you, things that lead to quality of thought. So try to embed good things in your subconscious mind. Now that we know we have to program the subconscious mind, do that consciously, the next question becomes, with what? I believe we need to start with music. Music is very natural. Everybody loves music. They're even treating dementia with music, because music can take you to the past, bring you to memories, the vibe. Everything is just seems to come into focus clearly. It's easily visualized when you put music and have a soundtrack to your life. And so what type of music do we listen to? You know, it's part of our daily ritual. It's part of our daily dealings and programming the subconscious mind. The type of music we listen to is very important. And think about quality of thought. Is your music going to nurture the idea of quality of thought? Or is it ratchet? Is it supremely ghetto? Is it trash? Or is it breathing life into you? Right? It's the difference between listening to, you know, something that's promoting death as to something that's promoting life. Looking at some of the neurological effects that happen when you listen to certain types of music, nourishing the brain with that type of music. The TV shows you watch, the movies you watch. What type of shows do you watch, and how are you inspired by them? What are the images that are being implanted in your subconscious mind from the movies and TV and the media that you watch, from the things you watch on YouTube, etc., etc. If you look at one of those controversial stories about TikTok, I said that Chinese people, or the Chinese Communist Party, whatever, has a different algorithm than the one for the Western nations. The one in the Western nations, the kids are watching videos that go viral, doing pranks and all types of silly stuff. And China's algorithm is showing kids completing puzzles and doing math. These are the things they're promoting because they understand the programming of the subconscious mind is very important for the future of your people and where they're going. So with that same concept in mind, you know, what type of media are you always being influenced by? What type of media do you constantly force yourself to be influenced by? You know, what if we saw images of love all the time instead of images of destruction, war, etc., etc.?
What type of media is Hotep Jesus influenced by?
I like the old stuff. I like the classics. Mostly written work, literature. That's the type of stuff I listen to. I listen to a lot of lectures. You know, one of my favorite lecturers is John Henrik Clarke, Dr. Kaba Kamene. Those are like two of my faves. I like listening to scholarly work, scholarly teachers. I go to bed to to chess videos, but I also need some gangster in my life. You know, I'm not perfect, but I need some, I need some cartel gang member, type programming. This is, that's the stuff I happen to like. I like violent movies. I like heists. I like heist movies, like The Italian Job and Ocean's 11 and, those types of things. I like military movies. Like, I thought the new Top Gun was amazing. But I also try to be conscious of what I'm seeing, and so, what's clear is we're gonna come across some content that is not going to nurture quality or high quality of thought. So what we have to do is we have to wrap this stuff with labels. So what you can do is when an image appears before your subconscious mind, what we can do is we can frame it. So when it gets embedded and it gets stored within your mental hard drive, it's filed in a folder, marked bad, marked good, marked to question, marked, you can label these things. So sometimes when things come into our subconscious mind, we don't frame it, we don't put a label on it. I think we have to say, okay, if I'm watching a movie and they're murdering people, say for instance, as we're watching this, we got to label that bad. This is bad. This is no bueno, right? And even some labels that your personal opinion might weigh in on, and how you manage this stuff logically. So even though everything's going to be received by your subconscious mind, and some things you may enjoy, some pieces of content you may enjoy, it's very important to frame that stuff and label that stuff. So when it gets into your subconscious mind, your subconscious mind knows, okay, this is this and this is that. So it knows clear difference. It's not just sitting there to be sprouted later on in the wrong manner or intent. What is your receptivity? Are you receiving the signals, or are you only transmitting them? You have to tune your inner radio to receive messages, not only send them. Sometimes we get caught up with our conscious mind. Our conscious mind is constantly sending signals out to the universe, to God, to friends, family, etc., etc. But sometimes you have to reset yourself and come back to zero and just say, I'm not intending to send any messages, I'm intending to receive them. I call it no mind. I've spoken about this in the past. I want to open up the mind, enter a state of receptivity, to receive the signals, to be imbued by God. Messages, prescient visualizations, to be omniscient. All these things are made possible by entering a receptive state, by dismissing the world and all of its physicalness, dismissing the world and all of its 3D-ness, dismissing the matrix, forgetting you are of this physical dimension. Dismissing all of that, obviously easier said than done, but moving away from all of these things, dismissing them from their mind. And the easiest way to do that is to actually distract yourself. You have to distract yourself with the senses. It's much easier to enter a state of receptivity when you're out here and you have the breeze blowing against your skin. That's easy to meditate on. When you have the waves you can look at, the seagulls passing over your head, the sun and the way the sun shimmers off the surface of the water, the clouds, the people, all these things, if you allow them to, will open you up to receptivity. They make you receptive. In order to turn off your brain, you got to turn on your 5 senses. Or when I say brain, I mean that conscious mind sending signals and trying to enter a state of receiving the signals. For example, you can't eat and think at the same time. You're either tasting your food or you're thinking. You can't do both at the same time. You can do intervals. You can think and then taste, think and then taste. But while you're tasting your food, the only thing you're thinking about is, this food tastes good. You only think about the food. So sometimes I like to hijack my subconscious when I don't have an environment like this. or hijack the conscious mind with a teaspoon of honey, a tablespoon of honey. That taste completely absorbs your conscious mind and focuses it in because that taste is just so full. So that's another way to hijack the conscious mind and put yourself in a place of receptivity. But the lesson here is remembering that in order to enter receptivity, sometimes you have to distract yourself, but distract yourself with those natural things that exist all around us. Enter a state of receptivity.
Yeah, I can try to get that handled for you. Again, it's only my second day, so if you can give me a second. How I'm supposed to do this? How the hell are we supposed to do this by 5 o'clock?
I have no clue.
Is that possible? Hey, do you have the password to... How'd you finish all your work already?
He's not tapped in. How'd you get that done so quick?
They think they're gonna be able to budget that?
It's money. That's money right there, you understand?
You guys finished your work 6 hours early?
He's not tapped in.
You know, when I started this show, I started this for people that weren't into the big brain content. And here we are several weeks later, and all we got is biotech and cryptocurrency and finance conversations. Anyway, show starts now.
2, 1, boom. Hotep Jesus.
Of all the Jesuses I know, he's the Hotepiest. Social scientist and YouTube host, Hotep Jesus.
How the fuck do you get a name like Hotep Jesus?
The one and only Hotep Jesus.
Ryan Sharp, better known to the world as Hotep Jesus.
Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Somebody said, what do you think you are, some kind of Hotep Jesus?
Ooh,
And I
that's
was
good.
Just like, ooh, that's sexy. Yes, I do think I'm Hotep Jesus.
What's up, people? Welcome to the Grift Report. I'm your host, Hotep Jesus, the Grift God.
Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Hotep to the chat.
Hotep.
What up, y'all? Disclaimer. This stream contains adult humor and was created strictly for comedic and artistic purposes. No offense is intended toward any product or individuals featured in this video. Let's get that out the way. What up, chatters? Welcome. Happy Friday. Shout out to my rumblers, Rumbling, Jay, Laura, Ann, Hotep Boulay. Let's go, Brandon. I see the big energy in the chat. What's going on over here? On YouTube. Wilmar, Sauce the Prophet, Willie Handy, Fresh Mike. What up, y'all? How y'all feeling, man? How y'all feeling? Yo, like I said, I started this show because I want to mix in a little bit of small brain content with some big brain content. You know, you want to hide the medicine in the candy type thing, but I ain't got much candy today. Today, I ain't got much candy, but I do got some crazy shit to show you. I got some crazy biotech information to show you. I got some angry New Yorkers, and we got some CBDC talk, Federal Reserve issue guidance. JP Morgan is making some moves. You know? I spent, so real quick, before we go into this update from New York City and their school district. As you know, Hotep Nation is a 501c 501 nonprofit organization. I think it's a C3 or some shit like that. But we are a nonprofit organization. What we do is we support the homeschooling community, and to not be a hypocrite, I homeschool my kids. And no, none of that money goes towards me. That's all Hotep Nation money. I do not commingle funds. Anyway, so the first 2 weeks of homeschooling this year is being spent on artificial intelligence. So to give you a rough idea of what we're doing, maybe you guys want to copy this, but basically what I'm doing is I'm setting up a stream of income for my sons. They're basically going to run a business, and we're going to be using artificial intelligence to do that. So they're going to be launching a Twitter account, growing that Twitter account, and that account is going to be about productivity, everything in the productivity space, right? So being more productive, getting more work done in your day, memory, recall, focus, concentration, motivation, all of that stuff. And they're also going to be launching a YouTube channel, and a YouTube channel is going to have AI-generated videos based upon AI-generated content to help people get better. So this is what they're going to be doing. They're going to be doing generating AI video and AI Twitter posts, okay? Or X posts, I guess we should say now, right? I'm finally coming along to calling it X. Anyway, so yeah, that's what we're working on. So this morning, I was searching for some YouTube AI thumbnail generators for video, and the way things are going right now, thumbnails don't mean that much anymore, but they do mean something on Rumble. So I updated my Rumble scheme today, my thumbnail scheme today. So hopefully you guys like it. Let me know. I did take my master focus. I've been on it consistently, and my head is just much more clear. I'm way more focused, way more motivated, and ready to go and really knocking shit out. Got a meeting tomorrow set up with the Men of Water team. Today I spent some time cleaning out the Men of Water chat. We made a new chat, brought the new team over, kicked out a bunch of members that weren't active. And we got the core team now, and everything looks good. I love being lean. I love trimming the fat as we go into, this is be phase 3 for Men of Water. Man, I can't wait to tell you guys the big announcement we have to make, but make sure you guys check out menofwater.com. Without further ado, let's hop into our first story of the day. Yo, how many tabs do I got open? Let me see. Hold on. Let me count my tabs. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not going to count that one because this one's homework for me. I have to read this. There's a whole stablecoin report that I have to study. That's just more for my own personal knowledge. Maybe I'll share it with you if I see something pertinent. 6. So we got 6 total in here. 7. We have 7 financial stories to go over today. And hardly there's no small brain content today. There's just important shit, really fucking important shit we got to discuss today. So let's go in the Grift bag. Let's pull this up. First of all, hold on. First of all, we're taking Strong Dad to Hotep Court. We're taking Strong Dad to Hotep Court. Now, I saw this tweet pop up on my timeline earlier. Okay. Well, let me fix this a little bit. I'm a little, you know me, OCD and shit with the lines and the symmetry and all of that. Anyway, I saw this tweet earlier, right? From this guy, Jay Mulholland. And he says, I went over to my homeboy's house last night to watch the game. I left my phone on the coffee table. He saw my lock screen and decided to go through my phone like a female. Long story short, he got mad because I had screenshots of his girl's pics in my phone. All stuff she's posted on her socials. I've never crossed a line or reached out to her behind his back. Literally just took screenshots of stuff she has made public. Man's in his feelings, want to throw our relationship away over public photos. Shaking my head, scary times. And he tags her, okay, and then posts some photos of this account. Her name is Ridiculous, okay? She's got some pronouns in her bio. And as you can see here from this tweet, it says here, Jay Mulholland doesn't know me or my man in real life. Now, I didn't need to see that update. I just saw that tweet from her just now. But I didn't need to see that to know this was bullshit, okay? I sniffed this out right away. I'm like, oh, this is some sort of promo. This is like him trolling. This is like really good troll, okay? But who fell for the troll? Strong Dad. Strong Dad, you fell for it. This was a troll. He said, yo, you are my homie and you're taking screenshots of my girl. I'm gonna take you out back. This shit is a bro code violation and you deserve excommunication at the very least. So we're taking Strong Dad to court for falling for a troll. Strong Dad, I'll see you in Hotep court. How dare you fall for this? How dare you? This is what happens when he said, okay, I fell for the troll. You know what this is? This is when you grifting over the speed limit. I need Strong Dad to slow down. Strong Dad is grifting. He's just below Uncle Hotep. Pause. Grifting over the speed limit. He was at the gym at the same time. I didn't research either, but I read the tweet and knew he was, although I was in the comfort of my bed and had a lot of time to, sort of ponder over this. I wasn't in the gym. But you got to focus on your gym workout. You focused on everything else but your gym workout. Strong Dad. Caught you slipping. He ain't think he's going to make the Summer Jam screen on this Friday Grift Report. You made it. I got my eyes on all you Hoteps. I got to keep you motherfuckers in line, man, especially with Uncle Hotep going rogue. I got to keep my eye on all of y'all. It gets the best of us. All right, let's go to a major story today. We got this, I think this is an Italian woman, Italian mom. She's upset because of what immigration is doing in the great state of New York. Let's see what she's got to say.
New York parents, you keep making fucking noise, okay? Because this governor does not give a fuck about our kids, okay? They said, listen, kids come to school, you cannot turn them away based on their immigration status. They don't speak English, you need to find somebody who can speak their language. I'm sorry, what the fuck did you just say? Because I'll tell you right now, when my kids went to school, every fucking time I had to register a kid, I needed a mortgage paper. I needed a tax bill. I needed utility fucking bills, birth certificates, vaccination fucking records, okay? My kids had to be up to date on their polio, on their MMR, on their DPT, on their fucking parvo and rabies and shit like that, okay? Now you're gonna let all these kids in the school that have nothing? So I had to protect everybody else's kids. I had to follow all these rules, but now fuck it. We're just gonna throw it out to the wayside because you have a little bit of a fucking crisis? No, it doesn't work like that. You know what else doesn't work? What else doesn't work is that I have a vehicle that is licensed and registered and insured. You got all these little electric things, these scooters, these mopeds that have nothing, and they're being used all over the city because the migrants have to learn how to make money. They have to be able to deliver food. They have to be able to run fucking errands with what money, I have no idea. However, what happens when one of these little fucking mopeds hits my car and they don't have insurance? Who's gonna pay that? Me? Of course I am. I'm not gonna drive around in a piece of shit fucking car, okay? This is ridiculous. This is absolutely fucking ridiculous. And you know where it starts? It starts at the top with Bobo, okay? You know, the non-mask wearing, I don't give a fuck about a veteran. I'm gonna walk off the stage and I'm a complete fucking moron. So Harris is gonna be president, that guy, that's what I'm talking about, okay? But parents, like I said, you keep going because even the most liberal fucking parents out there that I've seen are pissed. We had to stay in a district that we pay taxes in, and now our schools are a fucking nightmare. It's a shit show. It all goes. It doesn't matter. You know what? When your kid starts coming home with measles and fucking polio, remember a couple years ago that was a big thing? It's coming back. Fucking Hochul is a moron.
Last thing you want to do is piss off a white woman. Last thing you want to do is piss off a white woman, especially a white woman with some kids. When malls attack, oh, it's the dangerous thing to do. Oh, man. Y'all think she's from Queens? Yeah, probably Queens. I let Unc slither away too easy last night. That's okay. We got the guilty verdict on Unc last night. We got it. But you see what's going on in New York. The moms are pissed. Okay? The moms are pissed. She said even the most liberal of parents are upset because there's one standard for them, one standard for us. Such is the way of communism.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
All right. It's time to get to the nitty gritty. Like I said, we ain't have much. We ain't have much in the bag. It's time to get to the fucking nitty gritty. Watch this shit. Look at this. I'm about to show y'all something crazy. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Hold on. Says here, former Google AI expert raises $100 million for biotech startup. Y'all see that? So it says here, he was, Jacob was a pioneer of the technology behind ChatGPT, NVIDIA funding and design for biological software. This is how we getting down on Friday, y'all. This is why you watch this show. Nobody else is going to be talking about this in the right wing, I promise you. Look at this. A biotech startup founded by a former Google artificial intelligence expert. We talked about that. And it says here, Palo Alto-based Inceptive plans to use the funds to develop new types of vaccines and drugs. It is designing biological software using the latest AI technology. Okay. It says here, software programs code executable instructions on a computer, he said. We want to do that, but with cells in your body. I'm going to repeat that again. Software programs code executable instructions on a computer. We want to do that, but with the cells in your body. So they want to program the cells in your body. Am I reading that correctly or am I reading that wrong? Somebody help me out here. It says here, the company has built an AI software platform that designs entirely unique molecules made of mRNA. The biological unit that Pfizer and BioNTech use to make their COVID-19 vaccines. This is the software they used. Once Inceptive tests these in its labs, it licenses the molecules out to pharmaceutical companies to assemble and put through clinical trials. Where is Tanai? Where is Tanai? We need Tanai. Where is Tanai? What the hell is going on here? Inceptive said it was working with a large European pharmaceutical company. Let me make sure this looks good on your screen. You know how I am. You know how I am. Which is experimenting with the startup's molecules to develop new infectious disease vaccines. The success of mRNA against COVID-19 is yet to be replicated in other vaccines. I'm going to read that sentence again. The success of mRNA against COVID-19 has yet to be replicated in other vaccines. The success, they say. Life is hard. Life is hard. Streaming is much harder. We want to provide this as a horizontal capability to any entity developing mRNA and later RNA medicines. There are currently about 310 programs in flight, somewhere between preclinical and clinical trials. He added that conservative estimates indicate that more than 700 mRNA drugs will be in development by the end of the decade. Other biotechs that have announced drugs discovered or developed using AI tools include Exscientia, Verge Genomics, and Recursion Pharmaceuticals. However, most of the time and cost of the drug development process is in the clinical trials rather than designing molecules. Okay? So we cover biotech on this show now. I tried to go small brain, but it's just like my brain just doesn't seem to adapt too well to that shit. So let's go to our next. Isn't this wild, y'all? Chad says the success has yet to be. Ain't that the truth? Laura Ann says they want mRNA technology in all vaccines. There you go. Shout out to Kay. I see you, Kay. Tari says they managed to affect gene expression with electrical stimulation. Step Colonel says stay out the hospital. Listen, I stopped drinking. I can't say I stopped. I say I paused. I can't say what I might do next week, but this week I've been doing a lot of. I'm having, and this has been my usual green tea with moringa powder and honey. This is my go-to drink for stream now. I was heavily reliant on caffeine, but now I am trying to go very, very natural. And I notice that it's helping my brain as well in conjunction with Master Focus. All right, let's go to the next story. All right. I did not get a chance to read this one, mostly because it just hit my desk right before we went streaming. So we're going to go over this one together. It says right here, and this is funny because it's going to tie into the next story. Don't forget, if you want to call in, dial 202-59... text 202-596-5631 with Hotep in your name if you'd like to call in. We're going to have a lot of time today, I think. Text Hotep in your name to 202-596-5631 if you want to get in on the phone calls. It says House Committee will reopen discussions on a digital dollar in September 14 hearing. This is the House Financial Services Committee will gather for a digital dollar dilemma is what they're calling this thing here. And like I said, I hadn't gotten a chance to read this, so we're going to go over this together and see what juicy details can we squeeze out of this disgusting fruit. All right, so it says, yeah. Okay, so they'll be holding a discussion on CBDCs for the first time in months. Okay. September 7th announcements new. Patrick Henry announces hearings. Okay. It says Republican lawmakers on the committee said they plan to hold a hearing discussing the implications of releasing a CBDC as well as private sector alternatives. Wow, interesting. Okay. So private sector alternatives we're actually going to touch on today. The digital dollar dilemma discussion will be held on September 14th, roughly 2 weeks before the SEC. Gary Gensler will reportedly testify before the full committee. Oh, fuck. Anytime Gary Gensler shows up, it's not good news. Y'all know what Gary Gensler looks like? Let me show you what Gary Gensler looks like. Just in case you guys never seen his face before. Here's Gary Gensler. Let's put this on your screen. Here he is in all his splendor. Mr. Burns from The Simpsons. Pretty sure they're the same person.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Let's go back. Enough shenanigans. Sorry. I get sidetracked every once in a while. I got ADD. All right, so we come here. Oh, this ain't on your screen good. All right, now it's on your screen good. All right, so what else are they saying here? The hearing will mark the first time in months lawmakers address issues related to a rollout of digital dollar. A potential CBDC rollout in the U.S. became policy position for a few presidential candidates in 2024. Ron DeSantis, Trump said in July he planned to ban CBDCs. Vivek also criticized CBDCs. U.S. lawmakers have proposed different legislation approaches to tackling issues related to a CBDC rollout in the country, including limiting the Federal Reserve's authority over issuing a digital dollar. Various U.S. states have also passed bills banning CBDCs as payment options, including Florida. All right, hold on a second. This is interesting because it says right here, limiting the Federal Reserve's authority, right? This is what some U.S. lawmakers make, limiting the Federal Reserve's authority. And the thing is, you have to look at how these stories come out and how close together they come out. So this is all like within the last 24 hours that we're reporting on these things. Now watch this, okay? What we're going to do now is we're going to actually go over to the Federal Reserve website. This is federalreserve.gov. So this is official transcript from a speech yesterday by Vice Chair Michael S. Barr, okay? So we're going to take a look at this. Now, remember, they just said they want to limit the Federal Reserve, right? Limiting the Federal Reserve's authority. Well, let's see what the Federal Reserve thinks that they're going to do. So real quick, I didn't highlight this because we've gone over this in the past, but I do want to talk about it. FedNow service is operational. And it says right here, current volumes on FedNow are low, but they expect participation to grow over time and be a significant addition to and advance on the existing payment infrastructure. So if you guys aren't aware, President Biden already issued an executive order to explore CBDCs. So, and then now also you have to understand about FedNow. We cover this on menoforder.com. Okay, it says, I view the FedNow service as complementary to the private sector instant payments services currently offered. Okay, cool. Let's skip all that. I just want to make sure I didn't skip anything that you guys... Okay, so it says here, as the pace of innovation increases, the payments landscape continues to evolve with the emergence of new programmable payments platforms. So programmable payments, right? We talked about DLT the other day, distributed ledger technology, blockchain technology. We talked about all of that. All right, so let's go right here. Let's go to the core of what he's saying here. He says, we continue to speak to a broad range of stakeholders. Now, we're going to look at who these stakeholders are in just a moment in the future stories. In fact, let me bump this one up. Okay, perfect. Because who are those stakeholders? My speculation is probably JPM and the likes, right? JPM and maybe BlackRock or somebody like that. But definitely JPM, I would believe. And maybe Bank of America. All right, so it says we continue to speak to a broad range of stakeholders and conduct basic research in emerging technologies that might support CBDC payments backbone. So regardless of what lawmakers are saying, the Federal Reserve is proceeding with research on the CBDC payments. Specifically, the technologies that will support a CBDC. And it says, and he says, or for other purposes in the existing payment system. For example, the Fed's CBDC research program is currently focused on system architecture, notably how ledgers record that record ownership of and transactions and digital assets are maintained, secured, and verified, as well as tokenized models. That is design of the digital analog to paper banknote that permits a transfer of value. Blah 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 blah. Okay. It says right here the Federal Reserve has made no decision on issuing a CBDC. It's bullshit. I mean, they've never made a formal decision, but we know what's going to happen. And would only proceed with the issuance of a CBDC with the clear support from the executive branch and authorization of Congress. Right? That's just what they say. They got it. And according to law, this is true. They have to wait on Congress. Now, let's stop right there. One, this gets passed in Congress and just sort of moves along, right? And under the guise of inclusion, right? Oh my God, people are unbanked. We have to include people. It's racist if we don't pass the CBDC. The CBDC is anti-racist. This is what they'll say, right? The other thing is what we'll have is a cataclysm of some sort that will suspend congressional power or not suspend congressional power, but would in fact lean us more toward CBDC as a solution to our problems, such as the toppling of the dollar due to foreign countries working together like BRICS and backing their their currency with real assets, right? Let's continue. It says, given the importance of this infrastructure, investigating the potential opportunities, risks, and trade-offs for payments, innovation is just one way the Fed fulfills its role in supporting the responsible innovation that enables a safe and efficient U.S. payment system. Oh, let me get some more of this tea. It says here, now, let me turn my attention to recent actions by the Federal Reserve that are aimed at promoting responsible innovation in financial services more broadly. And this is an important part here. It says last month, the Federal Reserve announced that it has created a novel activities supervision program. Okay? To focus on the supervision of risk posed by novel technology-driven activities at banks, aka crypto, aka blockchain, aka DLT. At present, these activities include those involving crypto assets, DLT, distributed ledger technology, and complex technology-driven bank partnerships with non-bank fintechs. Let me just tell you right now, if you're watching the Grift Report, you're about to be like the top 1% of people. And I said this before, the real class divide is intellect, not money, right? So you're about to be, you're the new 1%, okay? Because you're getting all this education, you're on the front lines. You are on the cutting edge of the future by watching this podcast. So I just want to give a Don DeMarco to the chat, everybody watching. Salute to you, because you could be watching some bullshit about, presidents fucking gay people, but you're here with me. Anyway, let's continue. And don't forget, hit the like button. Hit the like button. If you're enjoying this stream, please hit the like button. All right. That said, this program will grow as new technologies emerge, because they'll try to govern those. By dedicating a team of supervisory experts to the oversight, I just want to make sure you guys can see this on your screen. Hold on. I'm very particular about you being able to see what I'm reading, so you ain't making it up. Our aim is to provide clarity as well as timely and relevant feedback to the institutions we supervise. The institutions we supervise. Okay. We want them to continue to work. And I highlighted that because I want you to understand the hierarchy of the Federal Reserve, because some people are not clear on that. Okay. We want them to continue to work to take advantage of innovations while also supporting their ongoing safety and soundness. Okay. Now, this is where it gets kind of creepy. One innovation that crosses both payments provision and bank safety and soundness issues is stablecoins. Now, remember I told you this. People were asking me, they were saying to me, Hotep, the government's going to come down on Bitcoin. The government's going to come down on Syscoin. And I said, no, they're not. They are not direct competition. They are indirect competition. Bitcoin is indirect competition. Stable coins are direct competition, and it's anybody running a stable coin that has to get low, and anybody utilizing a stable coin has to get low. Here we are. The Fed says it right in their own meeting. They are concerned about stable coins. Okay? It's right there. Which can also be described as digital tokens that aim to maintain a stable value relative to a government-issued currency such as the U.S. dollar. All right? So anybody's not familiar, stablecoin, let's just say like USDC or USDT, is basically carries almost the same value as the U.S. dollar, right? It's pegged 1-to-1, or it's supposed to be when it works right. When an asset is pegged to a government-issued currency, it is a form of private money. 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 Can I ask y'all, have y'all ever seen private money before? Y'all ever seen private money before? You know, the closest y'all ever come to seeing private money was probably the tokens at Chuck E. Cheese. Private money. When that asset is also used as a means of payment and a store of value, it borrows the trust of the central bank. This is true. This is true because it's pegged to the dollar. This is why stable coins are a very interesting thing. It's pegged to the dollar. And this is why I said they had to be careful, because when you have a stable coin, you're pegging it to the dollar. That means you're playing their game. Imagine, it's almost like a counterfeit. It's almost counterfeit too, because imagine if I came out with Hotep dollar today, right? And somebody said, hey, we got our own coin and it's pegged to the value of the Hotep coin. It's like, wait, hold on. Why didn't you just use the Hotep coin, right? So this is direct competition, right? But again, that's private money. That would not be Hotepistan money. They'd be able to operate outside of our economy, outside of our markets, outside of our currency. It's very threatening, very threatening. So the Federal Reserve has a strong interest in ensuring that any stablecoin offerings operate within what? An appropriate federal prudential oversight framework. So they do not threaten financial stability or payment system integrity. Now, this is probably, I think this might be the biggest, the most important, the most crucial sentence in this thing, I think. So obviously they're saying we're going to pass this along to Congress, and we're going to have Congress do the dirty work and clamp down on these stable coins, right? But it says threaten financial stability. Does it really threaten financial stability? I don't think so. I was talking to a finance guy a couple of years back. We were talking about this. We were talking about how crypto actually helps the dollar, right? Because when the money leaves the I guess we should just call it the public sector, and moves into the private sector of currency, private sector being the crypto DeFi world, you get a deflationary, not instead of inflationary, you get a deflationary effect, which in fact would help get rid of some of this excess cash we have in our economy. The issue is, if private money becomes too powerful, we no longer need the Federal Reserve.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
So when they say financial stability, they're talking about their own stability, their own ability to control money in America. At least that's my theory. Now, could this be something that could affect us if the dollar sort of is destabilized because we pay for everything with dollars? Certainly it could. However, everybody would run to the new currency and we'd be transacting in the new currency and the dollar would be obsolete. This is, theoretically speaking, right? Theoretically speaking. In extreme cases, an extreme scenario. Okay, so let's continue. It says to provide clarity for banks. So they're gonna provide the clarity for banks interested in engaging in these assets. We recently issued guidance. So they are issuing guidance on the process by which a Fed supervised bank. Now, a Fed supervised bank is basically all banks. So I don't even know why they use that term. Maybe they're talking about banks outside of the Fed or other types of banks. But according to the Monetary Control Act of 1980, all banks are under Fed supervision. And that's why I said 1933 was a doozy, but 1980 was even worse. Let's continue. So Fed supervised bank can seek to obtain a supervisory non-objection before issuing, holding, or transacting in dollar tokens. As the Board of Governors announced in January, before those banks engage in these activities, they are advised to obtain a written supervisory non-objection from the Fed, verifying they have appropriate risk management and systems in place to identify and control potential risks, such as those related to cybersecurity and compliance with AML laws. Right? Says here, the guidance only covers the activities of the banks over which we have supervisory authority. Right? But there are big risks when the Federal Reserve does not have direct supervisory and regulatory authority. So God forbid the Fed ain't watching it, things could go bad, even though they've been fucking this country up since its inception. I remain deeply concerned about stablecoin issuance without strong federal oversight. Now, I will say this. when I wrote my book, The Patriot Report, Unmasking Conspiracy of Money and War, obviously I had a strong interest in central banking and banking as a whole and its ties to American history. But a lot of people have read this book and said they got through like a couple of chapters and their stomach started hurting. And I can understand why, because for some people, it's a really, really huge red pill. For some others, it's like, oh, yeah, I'm kind of familiar with this information. But for people not familiar with information in my book or anything like it, I've had people said, yo, it made me literally sick. I was really concerned about our country after I read the book. So, fair warning, if you get my book, it may make your stomach hurt.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
And you can get that at HotepJesus.com. The Patriot Report. Anyway, let's continue. It says, as I mentioned earlier, stable coins are a form of money. Okay. And the ultimate source of credibility in money is the central bank. The ultimate source of credibility in money is the central bank. Now, that's a false statement. That is an absolutely false statement. The credibility of money is based upon the people in the transaction. If I say, yo, I give you this paper towel for that couch and you accept it, this is a credible form of money. No matter what it is, he's agreed on it. And if a bunch of people agree to use this, that is a credible form of money. You do not need a central bank to tell you what is a credible form of money. You just need two people to agree that they accept this thing as a medium of exchange. In a dystopian future, it will be bullets. Bullets will be money. Do you need the Federal Reserve oversight to say that bullets are a credible form of money? No, we will not. It would not. There was money before there was a central bank. There was no central bank when people were trading seashells. Let's continue. If non-federally regulated stablecoins were to become a widespread means of payment and store of value, they could pose risk to financial stability, monetary policy, and the U.S. payment system. Now, that's a fact. The U.S. payment system will be threatened. This whole thing could come tumbling down, which is probably good for us, because then we can move to a real form of money. One that's not controlled, one that's decentralized, secure, transparent. Don't make me pull up the Ben Bernanke congressional hearing with Bernie Sanders when he talked about $2 trillion that he couldn't account for. What? You know what would have solved that? Blockchain.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
We know exactly where that $2 trillion went. Ben Bernanke, former chair of the Federal Reserve. Anyway, let's continue. So it says, we appreciate the work Congress has been doing on this important issue and look forward to further engagement to ensure that there is a robust federal framework for all stablecoins. So remember, we just talked about right here in this article, they want to limit the Federal Reserve's authority. Meanwhile, the Federal Reserve is like, hey, Congress, we're on the same boat as you, right? So you already know where this thing is going. Now let's go to the big boss of it all. The big boss of it all, the big boss of finance in America, the big boss of banking in America, JP Morgan. They're pretty much the dictators of financial policy. Go argue with your favorite blue pill. Let's see what it says here. JP Morgan is in the early stages of exploring what? A blockchain-based digital deposit token for speeding up cross-border payments and settlement, according to a person familiar with the work. Now, what did I say earlier? Earlier this week, what did we discuss? We discussed the fact that JPM was going to be heavily involved in this conversation. We talked about New World Order coin, cross-border payments, and that's what they're talking about here, right? We talked about the private sector needing to, because you'll have the Federal Reserve, and then you'll have the Treasury, and then you'll have the private sector. So the private sector needing to explore CBDCs, right? We talked about wholesale CBDCs versus retail CBDCs. So JPM, it makes sense for them to be involved in developing a digital token and understanding this technology. You see, the Federal Reserve can't do anything without Jamie Dimon. Okay? This is all speculation, just to be clear. You know, this is not something you'd want to publish on Bloomberg. They'll probably cancel me for saying something like that. But again, financial policy in America, monetary policy in America is JP Morgan's job. So the Fed cannot develop a CBDC until JP Morgan develops a CBDC. So once you see JP Morgan developing a CBDC, you sort of have an idea what's going on here, right? So once JP Morgan figures this thing out, then they can go back to the Fed and say, hey, Fed, this is how we're going to position it. And the Fed to go to Congress and say, hey, this is how these things are going. The Congress will come back and they'll pass it and we'll all have CBDC. Anyway, let's continue. It says JPM is what? U.S.'s biggest bank by assets. Now, some people who are not familiar with finance, the way we get got is so. I'm going to show you how American taxpayers get got, right? When it comes to financial policy, right? So, for example, a bank takes out a loan. Said bank sends the money to Ukraine. Ukraine defaults on paying that money back. Said bank should go out of business because they had a bad borrower. Instead, what they do is they go to D.C. and D.C. goes, okay, we'll bail you out. Okay? You say, okay, fine. So what D.C. does is they create money out of thin air, put it on the books, treasury bonds, whatever it may be. And then those things are backed by you and me, the taxpayer, right? Now, what happens is the CEOs of these places, and even the bank itself, let's just stay at the bank level, the bank itself will and could acquire hard assets, bullets, land, gold, Bitcoin, which is not a hard asset, but it's a hard asset in some ways. I should say tangible. They'll acquire tangible assets like land. Okay? And because they got bailed out, they didn't have to give up any of that land. So as you see here, it says JPM is the biggest bank by assets, right? Now, assets on the asset table does not always have to be tangible assets. It could just be loans, because loans are not only a liability on their books, but they're also assets. Make that make sense. The same money they loan out is also listed as an asset on the books. I swear to God, this is how the banking system works. It makes no fucking sense, but this is the game they be playing. Let's just continue before I lose my shit. The U.S.'s biggest bank by assets has developed most of the underlying infrastructure needed to run the new form of payment, but wouldn't create the token unless the project is approved by what? U.S. regulators, according to the person who asked not to be named. Yo, this shit is so shady, yo. The bank may launch the product for use by corporate clients less than a year after it receives a go-ahead, the person says. So U.S. lawmakers will say, go ahead, you can create your token, and then things will move forward like I said before. How I said before. Deposit tokens are transferable digital coins that represent a deposit claim at a commercial bank. So you'll put deposits there and they'll hold those deposits in a digital coin. So whenever they want to transfer those assets, those digital coins to somebody else, it can be transferred easily. It says essentially they are digital versions of the deposits that customers hold in their accounts because transactions using these coins are processed on blockchain rails. Settlement is instantaneous. And proponents of the novel form of money suggest they may make transactions cheaper as well. All right. So JPM, we're keeping a close watch on them as always. So I'll update you on that. Let's go over to Africa and see what's happening in Africa. Fix this on your screen. Let me check on the chat real fast to see what the chatters are saying about JPM. I know they losing their mind. Big Ron B said those stamped gold silver coins with only 2% gold in each coin, giving it the full weight. Keep your eye on when convert 99% of gold. The 2% isn't. Damn, that's one hell of a scam. That's an old scam too. That's a really old scam. Shout out to my rumblers. Did y'all hit the like button? Make sure y'all hit the like button. Is it because of inflation? In the long run, inflation and interest turn loans losses into profit where it wouldn't have previously. No, it has nothing to do with inflation. That's just how the game works. It says copious holdings at JPM, says Famo. Indeed. I learned that word copious when I was young lad in probation, and my probationary officer came in to piss test, and he said to me, you don't have to worry about these tests as long as you drink a copious amount of water. And I was like, oh, okay, copious. I like that word. Little skinny bald head dude. He was really cool. He was straightforward though. He didn't say much to you. He just piss tested you and then sent you on your way. If you piss tested and it was bad, then he treated you as such. He gave me a warning, and he was like, look, copious amounts of water. Fix it. Got you, bro. I won't piss bad next time. Anyway, what up, Asaru Ray Seeker? I see you. P-Dog Knight in the house. He says, does Delta fly to Hotepistan? Nah, you can't take any of the commercial airlines to Hotepistan. In fact, you will have to go to a nearby airport, and we'll send a convoy out to come get you. You will need protection to enter Hotepistan. If you try to enter Hotepistan, you may be shot on sight without correct authorization. All right, let's go back. It says right here, this is thecurrencyanalytics.com, unlocking Africa's economic potential, how blockchain innovation rescues China's financial woes. So again, you have to look at other nations to see how they're going to talk about it here in America. And you're about to see how they're going to sell it to you here in America using black people, African people, Nigeria. Let's go to the tape. Nigeria, as the continent's most populous nation and largest economy, has found itself at the epicenter of this revolutionary discourse. The conversation revolved around the aftermath of a momentous decision by a prior government to print Naira notes, the nation's fiat currency, and its recent endeavors to embrace central banking digital currency, CBDC. Both initiatives inadvertently led to a currency flow shortage, catalyzing a pivotal moment for blockchain innovation to step into the spotlight. You see how they're talking about this here? This is very important. This is super important. This sentence right here. This sentence is very much ominous of what's coming to America. So what did they say? They printed new notes. They printed the currency into oblivion, and then there was a currency flow shortage. Now, I said to myself, if you printed notes, why would there be a currency flow shortage? It didn't make sense because I thought more currency, more flow. But then I thought about it, and again, you just follow the rules of supply and demand. If the supply is humongous, then the demand is low. Very simple. Duh, right? So why did they do that? You put on your tent for a kufi, and it's going to be right here. Catalyzing a pivotal moment for blockchain innovation and step into the spotlight. So if we were to say this is America, what we'd say is, hey, the Fed has printed too much currency, but we have a solution. CBDC. It's just how it's going to work. And then where that doesn't work, it's going to be, oh, so you must be racist because this is all about inclusion. As the world witnesses the rapid ascent of blockchain technology, it is increasingly evident that this decentralized digital ledger system holds the key to disrupting traditional financial paradigms. Let's go down. So again, however, it was the unprecedented decision to print new Nairas. See, it says here, unprecedented decision. So I'm questioning myself, did they print the new Naira because of some reason, or was this to show that they can use that to force CBDC into existence? Got a Cash App here. Hold on. Oh, somebody accepting my Cash App. Damn. I just lost money. Anyway, unprecedented decision. So, did somebody say print the new Naira and then we'll have a reason to bring in the CBDC? Who knows? It says the repercussions of this move were keenly felt as it led to a scarcity of Naira in circulation, resulting in financial turbulence and uncertainty. Enter blockchain technology, a decentralized ledger that offers transparency, security, and efficiency with the potential to restore order to Nigeria's economic system. So this is their solution. Your economy doing bad? CBDC. Communism got you down? CBDC. Socialism got you down? CBDC. Fed print too much money? CBDC. BRICS just dropped? CBDC. It's a Band-Aid for all. It says here, the CBAN Digital Assets Summit 2023 provided a platform for experts to dissect the intricacies of CBDC adoption. So they had a summit about this, okay? The consensus among attendees was that CBDCs could serve as a catalyst for economic transformation in Nigeria. That's for damn sure. They're definitely going to be a huge transformation. Now it says here, moreover, blockchain's decentralized nature aligns with the principles of CBDCs, eliminating the need for intermediaries and reducing transaction costs. Remember, I told you your bank might go away. So when you look at domestic news versus international news, the international news is probably going to be closer to the truth. You see, domestic news was saying, oh, we're not going to get rid of banks. We have to find a way to not get rid of banks. Meanwhile, when you go look at the people, the experts talking about this subject matter at their summit, they're talking about eliminating intermediaries like banks. Then it says the synergy between these two innovations could usher in a new era of financial inclusion, especially for the underserved populations in Nigeria's rural areas. You know what I'm saying? CBAN president, Adaora Nwado, emphasized the need for collaborative efforts between government agencies. So again, new world order coin. Simple. The ripple effect, impact on Africa's economy, Nigeria's journey towards blockchain technology, and CBDC adoption holds significant implications for the entire African continent. As a regional economic powerhouse, Nigeria's success in implementing these innovations could inspire neighboring nations to follow suit. So they'll get Nigeria and everybody else goes, well, no, Nigeria did it, so we need a CBDC too. Again, here they come back. Additionally, Africa's substantial unbanked population stands to gain immensely from this. Again, they mentioned financial inclusion. Then they have these education and awareness campaigns surrounding CBDC. So they'll be educating governments and increasing awareness. It says here global investment, global interest in investment. The global community has been closely monitoring. So the global community has been closely monitoring Nigeria's foray into blockchain and CBDCs. No shit, because they're the test dummies. This is why if America has some of the best technology in the world, I think some of the best technology in the world comes out of Israel, America, Japan, and China, and Russia, and Germany. Okay, these are some of the technology hubs around the world, right? Nigeria ain't that. So why would technology develop faster on the African continent than it would from the tech giants? Now we know it's already implemented in China. So why is America lagging behind? Because they're waiting to see how everybody else is affected by this so they can come in and correct the wrongs. So Nigeria, test dummy. International investors and tech giants are showing a keen interest in the potential of these innovations. So the investors are hovering like vultures, waiting for this thing to go down so they can get their piece of the pie. It says right here, the influx of foreign capital could boost Nigeria's economic prospects and position it as a hub for blockchain innovation in Africa. So the capitalists are going to come in with their money and get a piece of Africa. It says China, a pioneer in CBDC development, has expressed interest in collaborating with Nigeria on CBDC research and implementation. This collaboration could further solidify Nigeria's position in the global blockchain landscape. So really, who's gonna who's going to colonize Nigeria? Is it going to be China? Because CBDC is the new colonization. Is it going to be China or somebody else? Who knows? Ripple has been engaging with these countries on building their own CBDC. Yup. One should have to pass an entry exam to enter Hotepistan. You got to do more than that. You got to do more than that to get into Hotepistan. You got to do more than that. Credibility is based on people's belief. Exactly. Real AK Kamara said Nigeria, the CBDC Tuskegee test dummy niggas. Facts. All right. A lot of people go, Hotep Jesus, what's the solution? Well, the solution is private money. That's a solution. Sovereign money. Private money. If you guys want to join a community looking to develop private money, that's what we do. Matter of fact, we do airdrops. Airdrops are private money. That means money falling out of the sky. If you guys want to participate in this project, SuperDAPP, the real everything app, coming soon. Get paid to use the internet. If you want to be a part of this launch project, be a part of the future, be a part of people trying to create some freedom of money around here, hit that link in the description box below, say access to the SuperDAPP group. And I'll pop that right here. It says access SuperDAPP access SuperDAPP airdrop group. It's in the description box below. I'll pop it in here in the chat, and you guys can join us there. And like I said, man, be on the front lines of this revolution of money, man. Hotep's been told you. Shout out to Syscoin. All right, let's go to last story of the day. And then we're going to open up phone lines. 202-596-5631. Text Hotep in your name, and we'll get to those callers. Can you guys see that? No? Okay, here we go. So, interesting article was released today. It says, beware the big brother digital dollar that will take your freedom. This is by Jonathan S. Tobin, who I have recently followed. This gentleman here is the one that wrote that article. Okay. Just to show you. Thank you for your good work, sir. Let's go back. Hopefully I didn't lose my highlights. Yes. Okay, good. My highlights are still there. So it says, the threat is clear. Imagine America in which almost all financial transactions are not only able to be monitored by Washington, but administered by it via a government-run digital currency. Such a scheme would put the government's hands even deeper in our pockets and make Treasury Department bureaucrats the masters of your digital wallets, giving them not just detailed information about your life, but power over your ability to exist in the modern marketplace. That would make it impossible for independent contractors and small businesses to conduct operations off the books, increasing government tax revenue. But it would also give the feds the ability to close the bank accounts of those it disfavors for political reasons and prevent them from conducting business of any kind. That's something already experienced by Brexit promoter Nigel Farage and dissenters in Canada who backed trucker protests against authoritarian COVID rules. Let's scroll down here. It says, the already diminishing role of cash was helped along by the coronavirus pandemic. Remember I told you the coronavirus pandemic I felt was partly to help people understand what a QR code is, right? And created much of the impetus for the creation of a CBDC. A federal digital currency would offer an opportunity to eliminate the middleman of credit card companies or online purchasing companies like PayPal. It would compete with other digital currencies like Bitcoin, right? Now, this is what he gets wrong. I highlighted this because he got this wrong. And I showed you earlier how he got that wrong based upon the Fed's own word. Okay. Now, this is the problem with old folks, right? This dude, he's an old head, Jonathan S. Tobin. And I'm not saying it's to dig on him. He just old and he's not familiar with the tech and the difference between stable coins and decentralized coins, et cetera, et cetera. But he thinks Bitcoin is in this. They're not worried about Bitcoin. It's not competed. The CBDC does not compete with Bitcoin. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. It's not. So he's wrong on that. But it's okay. It's okay. We forgive him. We forgive him. ESG. You guys know about the ESG stuff, right? It says there is every reason to believe that the new digital money will be guided by environmental, social, and governments guidelines that will favor some forms of economic behavior and punish or ban others in much the same way. Those measures are already being used to restrict investment. An ESG influenced currency could force consumers to stop buying or limit the purchase of items liberal elites don't approve of, such as guns, meat, or gasoline. And he mentions the Great Reset. Now let's go ahead and let's pull up a copy of the Great Reset. I have one here, I think. Somewhere on my computer. I think I have it. By Klaus Schwab. Here we go. Let's put this on your screen. And I'm going to show you how he's right about this. He's absolutely right about this. Where we go? Let's go here. And then let's fix this on the screen like so. And I'm going to show you in this document, The Great Reset, where they talk about this. They talk about currencies. Oh, did I mess up your screen? Yeah. All right, let's find. All right, let's go to the table of contents. And it should be coming up. All right, so we're going to go to the fate of the US dollar. Are my highlights still here? I didn't save it. All right, so I kind of know this because I've studied this. So it says right here, the Chinese renminbi, right? That's the Chinese currency, could be an option. Actually, let me read the whole thing. It says, on the other hand, managed in the US dollar sensibly. Can you see that? Let me make sure you guys can see this. Yeah, good. On the other hand, managed in the US dollar sensibly for the rest of the world, doubters of the dollar's dominance point to the incompatibility of its status as a global reserve currency with rising economic nationalism at home, right? Even though the Fed and U.S. Treasury manage the dollar and its influential network worldwide with efficacy, skeptics emphasize that the willingness of the U.S. administration to weaponize the U.S. dollar for geopolitical purposes will inevitably incentivize dollar holders to look for alternatives. Are there any viable alternatives? The U.S. remains a formidable global financial hegemon. Transactions are far greater, albeit less visible than international. But it is also true that many countries would like to take the challenge of the dollar's global dominance, and also including the Chinese dollar, right? The Chinese money. Now, it says the most significant one took place in China at the end of 2020 with the test of a national digital currency in 4 large cities. The country is years ahead of the world in developing a digital currency combined with powerful electronic payment platforms. This experiment clearly shows that there are monetary systems that are trying to become independent of U.S. intermediaries while moving towards greater digitization. Ultimately, the possible end of U.S. dollar's primacy will depend on what happens in the U.S. As Henry Paulson, former U.S. Secretary Treasurer, you've talked about him before. Now, hold on. I want to get to the part. Well, and secured ironclad, global reserve currency. Hold on, maybe it's before this. I'll do a search. I wanted to find it with my eye, but I'll do a search. Oh shit. Why is it not? It's loading results. Why is it taking so long to search? This document's not that long. This new a version of Adobe is kind of trash. Hold on, let's try this. Okay. All right, here we go. Or was that it? Was that it? I think that might have been it. No, that was it. I'm an idiot. I'm sorry. Let's go back. That was it. That was it. The thing is, they don't say it. That's what it was. I forgot. This is my own extrapolation. So let me translate and show you what I mean by my own extrapolation, right? So, hold on. Let me find that chapter real quick. Hold on. Where is it again? No, not that one. The fate of the US dollar. Now, right here, it talks about being a global reserve currency, right? This is what this is about, right? And there it says there are no alternatives, right? But instead, what he's saying is, it seems there are no short-term alternatives. However, China would be the alternative, right? Now, he doesn't just talk about China, right? He says the same goes for the euro. It could be an option, but not until doubts about possible implosion of the eurozone dissipate for good, which again is unlikely prospect in the next few years, right? So, again, he uses this term implosion, right? So that's what I was talking about before. Here in America, we may have an implosion that will induce the need for the CBDC or the alleged need for the CBDC. But the funny thing is he's talking about a global reserve currency. He says China has a global reserve currency, but then he talks about them moving to a digital currency. So he says, as for a global virtual currency, it says it right there. That's the part I missed. A global virtual currency. It says there is none in sight yet, but there are attempts to launch national digital currencies that may eventually dethrone dollar US supremacy. Now, this, I told you before, what's going to happen is they'll dethrone dollar supremacy and CBDC will be the need to restore that. But it says right here in the Great Reset, as for a global virtual currency, there is none in sight yet. Which means they are looking to do a global virtual currency. It's right there in the Great Reset, Klaus Schwab, World Economic Forum. Y'all always hear about that, right? Y'all ever dissect this paper? I just did it for you right there. Global virtual currency. It's mentioned right there. New World Coin. You know what I'm saying? Retro Neon, how do I get into Hotepistan? We can't tell you that. You got to be a Hotepistanite to know. You got to be a Hotepistani. Shout out to all my Hotepistanis. We'll let you know once we build our black house, because we don't have a white house, we're gonna have a black house. Ass Boys Entertainment says, would there be a need for a global virtual currency if every country has their own CBDC and they have integrations and communicate with each other on the blockchain? Well, that's kind of like a loaded question, right? It's a loaded question because you use the word need. There's not even a need for a CBDC, right? So there is no need for a global virtual currency. No, there is no need for it. However, there won't be, and again, in this, I don't want to go back into this because I want to open up phone lines. But in this, again, well, that's an extrapolation. It doesn't exactly say it. But when you read the Great Reset, my extrapolation is there's two worlds. There's the West and there's the East. So it's not globalism. It's really Westernism is how I understand it, right? So, it'll be it won't be a global virtual currency. It'll be Western virtual currency and an Eastern virtual currency. So BRICS will have one, and then the West will have one, and that way everything can they can have interoperability between the different institutions. But that's the cooperation that they're talking about in all of these stories that we show. Jack Reeves said we don't talk about Fight Club. Big facts. Big facts. A global currency that acts as a bridge asset. It will stop the spillover shock of bad monetary policy. That too. As far as stabilizing the United States, and this is what I said before. I said this on Around the Blockchain, the crypto show. I said CBDC isn't all bad. Like, it destroys our sovereignty, but it actually is going to stabilize the Western financial system. It actually is going to do that. It actually will do that. I believe so, actually. All right, let's go to the phone calls. Text Hotep in your name to 202-596-5631. 202-596-5631. I'll be right back after this short, brief commercial break.
Yeah, I can try to get that handled for you. Again, it's only my second day, so if you can give me a second. How am I supposed to do this? How the hell are we supposed to do this by 5 o'clock?
I have no clue.
Is that possible? Hey, do you have the password to... How'd you finish all your work already?
He's not tapped in. How'd you get that done so quick?
They think they're gonna be able to budget that?
It's money. That's money right there. You understand?
You guys finished your work 6 hours early?
He's not tapped in.
Strong Dad, what up, man?
What up? Hey, man. Hey, listen.
All rise. I need all rise for the Honorable Judge Uncle Hotep.
Yo, listen. I'm guilty, but I'm asking for a PR bond. You know what I'm saying? I'm asking for a PR bond because, you know what I'm saying? I was in the gym, man. I was in between my sets. You know, I do 5-minute rest periods, and 5 minutes wasn't enough time.
Plead your case.
5 minutes wasn't enough time for me to check all the quote tweets and everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm not too familiar with the dude. He pops on my timeline every now and then. So, you know, I fell for the troll because of the audacious nature of the tweet. It just, you know what I'm saying? I jumped into my bag. I didn't mean to excessively grift.
You was triggered.
I got a little bit triggered. Not really triggered, but I was just like, hold up. You know what I'm saying? It was just such a violation to me of the bro code that I immediately, you know, I should have did the research, but like I said, I was in between my sets.
You know what gave it away for me was when he tagged the chick all neatly with the parentheses and shit. I'm like, oh, okay, this is a troll.
Yeah. See, I didn't pick up well enough.
Because you was in the middle of your workout. You was in the middle of your workout. You opened up the app. You was looking for something to grift, trying to get them Elon bucks, following behind Uncle Hotep, and you got caught up in the great grifting then.
Listen, I got a little caught up in the grifting in, but I'm just asking for some leniency in the court. You know what I'm saying? I'm never in the court. You know, I'm always in the jury. I just, you know, that's all.
Considering the fact that it was your birthday this week, we're gonna let you off with a warning.
Word. You know, I had a great birthday, man. You know what?
What'd you do?
Slept even. Oh, I just, you know what I'm saying, had a sushi dinner with the wife, had some wings and some cheesecake with the family.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We watch a little Monsters Inc. with the baby. She ain't never seen it before.
Okay.
I'm a simple dude. I don't have to do much nowadays to feel fulfilled.
Me too. I'm the same way.
We
Sounds
just
like
kind of
heaven so
relax,
far.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, facts. I mean, some sake. You know what I'm saying? I don't really drink like that, so you know, I got a little drunk, and then you know, I came back home and I overslept for about 2.5 hours, missed the gym, so I had to rush to the gym. So I was even in a rush when I saw the tweet because I was like, man, I didn't came in late. You know, I hate waking up late, and so that was primarily on my mind. So yeah, you know what I'm saying. I apologize to the jury and to the people of Hotep Fan. You know what I'm saying. I couldn't be more apologetic for my excessive grifting, and I will do better.
No doubt. Like I said, we're gonna let you off with a warning this time, man.
Good. You know what I'm saying. I'm not trying to join Uncle Hotep in the gulag.
You just gotta take your time when you're reading these tweets. If it's very surprising, it's probably a hoax. If it seems too weird, it's probably a hoax.
Yeah, you know, normally I'm pretty good with it. You know, I mean, I get so used to it, seeing people like Pearl and them do some crazy grifts. So
that's the problem.
I'm surprised I don't fell for it.
That's the problem. The problem is the world has gotten so crazy, you can't tell the difference between myth and reality anymore.
Yeah, it's. I didn't even know the Obama thing, the Obama being gay thing, was a real thing. I thought that was fake. I didn't think that people was really like about it like that.
About what?
Like about watching like an expose on him. I thought that was fake for real.
Oh, you talking about the crackhead?
Yeah, I thought that was fake. I was like, nah, man.
Listen, nobody hates Obama more than a white conservative, and they will sit there and watch a gay porn with Barack Obama just to watch Obama get fucked.
The craziest part is that they'll sit next to Blair White while watching it too, and then look at Blair and be like, "Can you believe this shit?" I don't understand that. They got that Rob Smith dude out there grifting, like talking about this is important. Like, nigga, no, this is not important. What we talking about here right now?
It's important to him because he's gay.
Because he's gay, and that's gay niggas don't do nothing but gossip. Man, that shit is disgusting, man. My heart is breaking for this nation, and you know, I don't even know what to do, man. Hotep needs to become a fortress. I'm petitioning that Hoteppistan be put on one of them like Nick Fury Marvel airships and just float above the world and watch everybody's foolishness. You know what I'm saying? And we just kind of exist in the clouds. We don't worry about what's happening down there unless we got to go pick up some eggs or some shit.
We will be highly insulated.
This is ridiculous, man.
Highly insulated and resistant to Western culture.
Very resistant.
You know how many websites would be IP banned inside Hoteppistan? You're going to need high clearance.
That's right. And we ain't doing no ExpressVPN. We going to catch you if you try to sneak around it.
They better not.
Yeah.
On Hotep Stalin come walking through the city square, we're going to have public shaming. We're going to bring public shaming back. We're going to put your head in the pillory. You know what I'm saying? Everybody remember the pillory?
I'm with that. Throw tomatoes at that nigga.
We're going to throw tomatoes at your ass. We catch you with porn on your computer, we're going to put your ass just like this. This is how we going to catch you. Public shaming. Bring back the pillory. Bring back the pillory.
I'm with that. We should have brought that back now. That should have been a part of the. I feel like the only reason people are so crazy is because we no longer have public execution. So like, public executions just satisfied everybody's thirst for blood, and it just really showed people like a true idea of justice, and it kept the world in line. We took that away and replaced it with the internet, and now niggas is crazy and lost their whole shit.
Germany's ruling left Green Liberal Coalition patches controversial bill to phase out oil and gas heating systems.
See?
Oh my God, it's about to be a cold winter.
See? Yo, I'm glad I'm not in Germany. Y'all niggas better get your space heaters ready.
This is sad. This is sad.
Man.
And Team USA just lost to them.
See?
How you losing
And
to a
we
bunch of
lost
people
to
that ain't
them,
got no
man?
heat?
Yo, that's whack. That's whack, man.
Yeah, man.
But all right, man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate the leniency. I apologize to the chat, you know, to everybody, to Goldstein, you know. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry.
Hey, man, enjoy your weekend and rest of your birthday month, man.
Facts, man. Thank you. Hotep and Bill.
Hotep and Bill. Strong Dad on the check-in. Goldstein. Russia invading U.S. That's some super grifting. Who said that? Got your dual citizenship? Okay. I'm about to get my dual citizenship. Can anybody in the chat guess what nation I'm gonna get my dual citizenship with?
All from Murphy's Law Rescue.
Goldstein, what up, man?
What's happening?
What up, bro? I'm about to get my dual citizenship. Do you know what country I'm gonna get my dual citizenship with?
Hotepistan?
Oh no, that's later.
Oh, okay. Yeah, don't say the one I'm thinking. we'll just leave that alone. Bring you up on.
Come on, man.
Nope. Absolutely not.
I can't do that.
Nah. If you do that, you can't come back to Compton.
That's okay. I've been through Compton before. What's going on, though?
Yeah. I wanted to say what's up to the chat. I wanted to say what's up to the fellow Hotepistanis, people who watching. And I got to pose this question to everybody. That last caller, whose man is that? Whose man is that right there? That couldn't have been Black Mountain, could it have been? That couldn't have been Ultra Hotep.
Uh-oh.
Ultra Hotep? Look, this a regular Hotep knows what's up with Mulholland. But an Ultra one, man, you're supposed to be seeing through walls on some shit, but you couldn't see through that lame-ass, motherfucking troll-ass tweet? Oh, buddy. Then you want to lay out excuse after excuse talking about I was in the gym. Nigga. It wasn't the gym that had you fucked up. It wasn't the world at large. It wasn't all the craziness. You know what it was? Hotep Goldstein. That's what it was. In his motherfucking head. Got this man out here falling for the banana in the tailpipe. Fall. All the way lost. The weight of the debate is on that man's shoulders. Normally he's good at benching that shit, but on this occasion here, y'all see what time it is. All the way off his shit. Yeah. Listen, if I was looking at me across the motherfucking battlefield, I'd be slipping too. I'd be slipping like a motherfucker.
Oh, Lord. Strong Dad, yo. He got you today, man. He said, why you doing me like that, Ghosty? You got caught wide open, man.
Yeah. Nah, I'm looking forward to it, though. Strong Dad, listen here. I got into it with a dude earlier today, and I said, if you would like, I could kick up a space right now, and we can debate this. That whole fucking why is it motherfucking important for this Tucker Carlson story for conservatives in the culture war? Why is this a win for them? Right. That's the topic.
Oh, I want to host that.
Yeah, I told him we could kick it off. He agreed, so I was like, just give me time to set some shit up so I can get some eyeballs on this, right? This is going to be, see, I'm in training. Right? I don't know a strong dad over there, right? I'm in training. I'm down in the trenches right now, giving motherfuckers the boot, right? I'm about to take this shit mainstream. I'm down here. You remember how Clubber Lang was getting it in when when Rocky was over there boxing Bubbles and shit?
Yeah.
Listening to fucking, yeah, I'm down there in the trenches right now on some Clubber Lang shit. All right. Strong dad. This is a warm-up. I want you to pay close attention to what happens to this dude when I finally do decide to launch this. Probably sometime this weekend, right? I'm going to be bringing my C game just to win this shit. That way you know exactly what you got coming.
He said he ain't even going Super Saiyan.
I want him at his best. I don't need falling for the troll strong dad out there. This is why I'm on his head right now. Pause. This is why I'm doing this right now, because I'm trying to motivate that man to bring every goddamn thing he got. I don't want half. I want 100%. All right. Listen, I've been watching tape on your boy, Young Pharaoh. I done got at least 100 hours worth of video in on this nigga already.
Oh, shit.
All right. Not only am I motherfucking sure of my position, but it was revealed to me some shit that I didn't even know.
What?
See, it just cemented it for me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Nigga on here, he on here getting interviewed by former CIA agents.
Uh-oh.
Didn't know that. I know it now. Oh, buddy. Yeah. Handlers coming out the woodwork for content on YouTube. That's what that was. But yeah. Now, I do want to say one thing about the broad in New York and the whole thing that's going on in New York. Eric Adams.
Immigration.
Talking about immigration shit. All of a goddamn sudden. Y'all didn't see this coming. Y'all didn't see the Dulo coming. Y'all actually thought that they were pro-immigrant. I suppose y'all actually think they pro-gay too, huh? No. All this shit was a stepping stone for a motherfucking purpose. And now that stepping stone has been utilized and their positioning has been secured as a result, they no longer need these motherfucking degenerates. They no longer need the illegal alien population. They've entrenched themselves firmly where they needed to be, and you will start to see the veneer rise a little bit. Ironically, on the right, they no longer need to call out degeneracy. Why not just join that shit with the B2K nigga dancing in his little fucking Jimmy Neutron boots, butt ass motherfucking naked damn near? That's the right. That's the new face of the right. Eric Adams is the new face of the left.
So it's almost like they swapped.
Yeah, remember how they used to use that lame ass, oh, the party switched. Remember that? Yeah, well, you're seeing it in real motherfucking time right now. So I want everybody to keep that in mind. Quit looking at motherfucking sexual habits. Obama's a motherfucking weirdo. We been knew that, right? Revealing this shit ain't moving the needle none in any direction for either side. Just look for the alternative motherfucking motives here, because there's a whole bunch of them going on. Whole bunch of them. That's all I got today.
Appreciate you for the calling, man. Hotep and Bill. Enjoy your weekend.
You too, bro. Hotep and Bill.
I don't know what time I'm gonna stream tomorrow. K, call in. Who's in there? K, Rudy, and AK. I don't know what time I'm gonna stream tomorrow. And Tari, I don't know what time I'm gonna stream tomorrow, but I'll be here. I know I got a meeting with Men of Order, so probably sometime after I speak to them or before I speak. Probably after. Ugh. You know. I was gonna put Raz B dancing in the MAGA hat, but I can't do that to y'all. I'm sorry. What do y'all think about the new thumbnail though? What do y'all think about the new thumbnail I put together? Y'all like that? Decent? What do y'all think? Official tissue? You like that? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. I'm reading them right now. Let me close this great reset. Yes, save those changes. Let's put that. Wait. Where am I gonna save this? All right, cool. Got that saved. What do y'all think? Y'all like that new? Just a little. So sad taking advantage of kids that need real help. Real facts. Strong Dad said that's old info. You might need to catch up. He said you might need a time machine to catch up to me on Young Pharaoh. I might have to reach out to Young Pharaoh and have him send us a video to play, a video message of some sort to play before that debate. Solid is good. Y'all need The Art of War and Book of Five Rings. Art of War was a good read. I think the most crucial thing from The Art of War was make sure you take the high ground. Rudy will tell you that. I always tell that to my boys too. Like when they play Call of Duty and those different games, I'm like, yo, why you ain't take the high ground? Get to the high ground, bro. Get to high ground ASAP. Where's Rudy at? Where's Rudy? Where's AK? Where's K? Where's Tari? Call in, motherfuckers. Call in. It's Friday. Hotep Friday. Well, every day is a Hotep day. Professionally authentic? Thanks, man. Thanks, man. I ain't do much. But I just felt like my old thumbnails are a little too black. Let me see if I look at Rumble and see how. All right, did we make the front page of Rumble today? Probably not, because you guys didn't hit the like button. Let me see. Am I on the front page of Rumble? I don't see it there. Let me hit live. We're not there. Let's hit view all. Hit view all. Why is it Rumble showing me?
Call from.
Yo.
What up, HJ?
AK, what up, bro?
Happy Friday, bro. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Happy Friday.
Yo, man, so one, funny as hell, the Strong Dad fell for the troll. Man.
Fell for it.
I love it, man. Listen, like half the shit out here, you got to really be on your toes, man. Now, I think, like he said, his mind was in a different place because it was a pretty easy one. I've seen a lot more egregious ones that motherfuckers be falling for, but
yeah,
you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, that one was kind of mild. You know, that's why we had to let him off with a warning. Yeah.
You know, I've been on the CBDC stuff. So the guy with the comment earlier, right, saying like if every country had their own CBDC. Now tell me if you think that I'm off base here. So looking at our monetary system, right? Right now, there are 189 member countries of the central bank of the world, right? And of, like, I think there's only, 193 or 194 countries in the world. And so basically everyone's using the World Bank to help manage their money in some way, shape, or form, give out loans, things like that. So it doesn't really matter if every country has their own CBDC, because it's all going to, again, be controlled by the World Bank or the IMF or the Bank of Settlements, which are just kind of all slightly different hats, but it's central control. It's just they're basically beefing up their steroids, and like I said before, the sovereignty goes away. So like it doesn't matter how you cut it. You can, I like your analogy of the East versus the West, because on paper, sure, but the way that it functions, they're still all going to be under that same domain. They're giving up all of their sovereignty, because once on the blockchain, it's not decentralized, right? Because like you said before, it has nothing to do. This is not the vision that Satoshi or anyone that.
Well, it's not going to the blockchain is not what makes it not decentralized. Blockchain,
right, exactly.
Blockchain can be centralized or decentralized.
Correct. And so, like, I just think that the idea, though, of whether or not, 100 different countries have their own CBDC, the point is that it's still all being centrally controlled by the central bank. It's just they have even greater controls, or let's just call it like the shadow government that's running the central bank, that's going to program this money. And if you're a nation that's part of that blockchain, that nation doesn't control the blockchain. And that's just the reality. And so that's why, to me, it doesn't really matter how many different CBDCs are issued. It's all under that same idea that because it's programmable and because central bank and the people that are in control of the central bank, you can swap out the players. Doesn't really matter who the individual sitting in that actual seat is. It's that the belief that's running that's the problem, right? That's the entire issue, is that it's not in control by our country, right? So regardless of what you think about America, if we're not in control of our money supply at all, because we are part of this larger global coin, then we really aren't in control of anything that we're trying to do as a nation. And so is that analysis right? I guess what I'm trying to throw out to you.
Absolutely.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Hey man, I figured I was on to something, right?
Yeah. No, I mean that's pretty much what I've been saying. Yeah.
Yeah. Dope. Well, hey man, good show. I got to watch back like the first 20 minutes. I was in and out, bopping around.
No doubt.
But good show. And last night's Hotep court was good. I'm glad to see that Unc was convicted, because that was egregious, and he was trying to worm his way out.
You see him try to worm his way out?
Yeah, man.
In the
come
lowest
on.
of ways too.
It's like, listen, man, take your L, admit your fault, move on. Don't try and sit there pleading your innocence, claiming that, you just didn't see it right. Yeah, that was egregious, man. I'm glad he was convicted. So.
Yeah, I mean, he was like, Biden's economy, as he enjoys a $50 plate of steak and a $200 bill. Oh, the audacity of that man.
No, hey, I had a question, though, for you. All right. So, obviously, Unc was at a churrasco, or however you say it, Brazilian steakhouse, right? And you said you never been to a Brazilian steakhouse? I find that so hard to believe. You're such a refined man. All the meat, man, listen, all the chickens, all the everything, man, is delicious.
Listen, the only thing I'm refined in is intellectual matters. When it comes to leaving the house, I'm a nigga.
You know what's funny though? So in Minnesota, I live in the Twin Cities, right? Mm-hmm. And we have there's 3 different Brazilian steakhouses. There's a super bougie, Fogo de Chão, and then there's another one called Rodizio, which is like $25. That's where all the niggas go. So if you wanna see a lower salad bar but still good food, and my favorite part, man, and this working in the industry, is when these motherfuckers come in expecting, because they paid $25, that they're gonna get a 5-star Michelin service, bro.
No, absolutely not.
I just sit back and I laugh, because some of these motherfuckers don't even tip. I'm like, I get it, but these cats are out here, man. But yeah, that shit's funny. And then the middle The middle one is actually my favorite that I like to go to, called Bovino. But yeah, man, you gotta hit a Brazilian steakhouse, man. It's some good shit.
All right, I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna put that on my bucket list, man.
All right,
It's a
man.
little
Have a good
expensive
rest
for
of
me
your
right
day,
now,
bro.
but eventually I'll try and get to it.
All right, man. Hotep and Bill, bro.
Hotep and Bill. I like to order to go from nice restaurants. You find a nice restaurant, all right, let's order to go. Might ask you, have you ever eaten there before? Well, I had their food. I don't know if I've eaten there. Kay and Rudy and Tari, go ahead, call in, man. Kay, Tari, and Rudy. Calling. Damn. Women are crazy. Women are absolutely crazy. I'm just looking at this whole Krishan Blueface thing, and this shit is just...
Call from
Rudy the Vet.
Rudy, what up, man?
What's going on, HJ? What's up, brother?
What's up, man?
Hotep Nation. It's Friday, man. Look, in and out. Old boy is absolutely right, dude. The Brazilian steakhouse is the man. Oh man.
Is it?
Man, that. Oh, dude, it's fire, dude. They come out with so many different types of proteins, man. Quail and skirt steak and chickens and porks and all kinds of, man. You got to try one, bro, before you get. You got to get a nice, take your lady out. You got to try one, brother.
It sounds like a white man's paradise.
Nah, man, hey, listen. Don't act like a black man don't like protein, dude. Everybody likes protein, man. Everybody likes chicken, steak. Come on, man. This ain't a white man. And anyway, it's from Brazil. It's a Brazilian-themed thing, and they're, the brown people, man. So everybody can get down with it. Hey, look. Man, you were soft on Oak yesterday, dude. You were soft on him, dude. You got the victory in court, man. But I'm with that, man. Oak deserves to be fried for these last couple weeks tweets, man. But like we said, man, every time he goes on vacation, man, the new clone comes back just a little bit more off.
You hate to see it. Yeah, I wanted to make sure we came home with the correct verdict. I didn't want to go too hard because sometimes you go too hard on Unc and they give him the sympathy points. And you see he tried the sympathy play last night. So I wanted to make sure we didn't go too hard.
He did, but he knew he was in violation, man. He knew he was in violation when he was sending those tweets, man. He knew he was in violation, man. That's not the same Unc, man. I don't know. He needs to stop taking the vacations to Ocean City in Delaware, man. Something in the water down there is turning the fucking Unc gay, dude. Something in the water is turning the Unc gay, man. But look, I had another quick take on that Tucker, because y'all were on that Tucker thing last night. Maybe Tucker just did that shit because the left does that shit, man. Maybe he's just like, fuck it, man. Like you said, he's already got that fuck you money, right? Mm-hmm. They already don't care anymore. But he's just like, look, they put this Eugene Pearl all over TV screaming about how Donald Trump raped her. They put Julie Swetnick and Dr. Ford up saying Brett Kavanaugh raped them. Maybe he's just like, let's give them a taste of our own medicine, man, and stir the fucking pot, because everybody's talking about it. Everybody's talking. Maybe he just was like, hey, this will be a good slap back at him, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I know that, I got one thing, man. If you fire up Hotepistan, man, try and take some high ground, dude. Try and take some high ground and buy a piece of property. As much as his podcast and his show drives me up the wall, man, the Bean Man got it right, man. He went and got him a compound up in the middle of the mountains, you know what I mean? He took the high ground, dude. He took the high ground, man. Now, what's he going to do with it? I don't know. Especially if Ian Crossland's on your six, I think you're in trouble.
Oh, boy. You know that's my boy, man. Come on, man. Leave Ian alone. Cut him some slack.
I'm not saying Ian's a bad guy. I'm not. He's probably a really good dude. But Ian Crossland is doesn't do the Bean Man any favors spouting political talking points or anything that has to do, like, you want to talk about magical mystery, wizardry, and crystals and rocks and earth healing, I'll fuck with dude. But you want to talk about real shit? I ain't got. That's not the guy I want to hear from, dude. I want to,
Yeah.
He got nothing to add to the conversation, brother. Not saying he's, I critique people, man. I'm not like even an anomaly, man. I mean, I can't stand that, dude. I'm not saying he's a bad dude. He might, him in real life, he might be a cool cat, but I mean, I don't want to hear any dude like, you're not an intellectual beast, dude. You're just a guy on Twitter. You're just a guy on Twitter. And you bring up thought-provoking shit, man. Even, with the forcing the people to look back at history, you know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
But, pounding this table on the CBDC to let you know here comes the control mechanism they've been looking for. Because, like you too, man, I've been on Alex Jones since I was in prison in South End, the Correctional Center in Virginia, man, and we got AM radio, and Alex was on AM radio, so I've been listening to that cat since like 2004, man, better part of 20 years, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, like he's been screaming the shit at the top of him, man, laying in that prison cell listening to Alex, man. He'll have you nervous, dude, thinking if you ever, man, am I ever going to get the fuck out of here? Do I have enough time to get out of here? But, that's about it, man. I ain't got much to say, man. I just want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat, man. I want to give a shout out to you, AJ, man. Keep up the good work, brother. Rudy the Vet coming in, and I'm getting the fuck out, man. Much love to everybody. Stay safe and stay low this weekend. Hotep and Bill, brother.
Hotep and Bill. Enjoy your weekend, Rudy. K and Tari, go ahead, call in, man. We got about 10 minutes left here. Let's get Kay and Tari in on the lines. I'm getting caught up on this story. What is this? Look at this.
I want you to watch this video of a man who got hit in the face with a brick by another man. You can see how hard this guy gets hit. You can see the man.
Oh, I thought the other guy was he's basically trying to say that Jabari, yo, the power went out by you. I guess that means I ain't got soccer practice tonight. Thank God. Hey, look at Pastor Scott. Pastor Scott out here with a pog. Love to see it. I got backups. Wait, hold on. Is this the For You tab? Yo, you see what the For You tab does, yo? I'm not following this woman. For You tab just got me. This is the shit that I gotta get off the For You tab, man. Women in their underwear and shit. What are we doing, bro? And who is this that I'm following that posted this? Oh my God. Let me stick to. The internet's a wild place, man. Don't let your kids use it.
Call from
Sorry, what up, man?
What up?
We're good with it, man.
You're talking a lot about the CBDC.
Yeah, that's my new passion.
I was paying attention to it, but nobody was really talking about it for real.
Yeah, nobody's gonna talk about it.
You did, so I appreciate it. Appreciate that.
I got to. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's got to talk about some real shit out here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I went on a trip recently to pick up some stuff, and I was riding with the homie. Decided to bring it up, see where he was at with it. Hadn't seen him in a minute.
Bring up what?
The CBDC.
Okay, all right.
At first, it didn't seem like he knew what I was talking about.
Okay.
Right? And then when I brought it up, he was just like, "Oh, kind of dismissive, like, oh, it's not going to be a thing." I'm like, "Oh, why do you think it's not going to be a thing?" And he was like, "Apparently, he doesn't think that they're going to try to create a CBDC. He thinks they're going to try to use Bitcoin." And I'm like, I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, But he was like, he's like, oh, you don't know enough about this. You talking about it? And I'm like, but I'm like, if you're gonna have like a currency like that, if they're gonna try to, replace the U.S. dollar or something with a currency like that, like you're not gonna have any control if you don't really own any of it. Which is like, they're trying to do stuff with the legislation now. He was saying, I guess. And they are trying to buy some, but it's not like.
Hold on. I gotta bless the chat for your homie. We gotta say some prayers for him because he's so far from understanding what he's talking about.
Yeah, I was just confused. I'm like, you really think they're gonna like they can't even like this is what you was talking about the other day actually about it being gold.
What do you mean?
I mean, I don't think they're going to use it as they won't be able to use it as a central like currency for the international global system if it's really more of digital gold. It's not going to be like it's going to be usable as a digital currency, but it's not going to be something that everybody's going to be using.
What, Bitcoin?
Especially,
Bitcoin's
they
gold.
can really co-opt it now.
Yeah, Bitcoin's digital gold. You can't co-opt it. I mean, you can co-opt, some of the programmability a little bit. They've done that already. The Bitcoin protocol is set. It's decentralized. There's only 21 that's ever going to be printed. That's the main reason why I think his premise is just way off, is the fact that the Federal Reserve needs to create a currency that expands with the economy or whatever else they decide to do with created money. And Bitcoin doesn't allow you to create money. And Bitcoin isn't operating as money right now. Bitcoin operates as digital gold, a reserve asset.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, and a lot of cryptocurrencies are being treated as commodities and not as currencies, which would put them under the jurisdiction of the CFTC.
What do you think of we briefly touched on El Salvador for a little bit because one of my homies is El Salvadoran. He was talking about going. He said his parents was telling him to go back home to find a girl, and we started talking about what the climate was like down there, and we ended up touching on the fact that they actually have been trying to promote Bitcoin usage. What you think about that?
Yeah, I heard the same thing, that they're I also heard from one of my experts that that's actually fake news. It's sort of like it's like they're promoting it like, hey, look, they're using Bitcoin in this foreign country, but they're actually not. It's just a PR campaign.
That wouldn't surprise me at all. Really, because I only heard about it. Mm-hmm. I haven't actually heard anything being done with it. I just heard that they're promoting the use of it or whatnot because the president is like, I guess, this independent president, not on like the right or the left supposedly. I thought that was interesting, but other than that, like I didn't hear too much about any of the specifics.
Yeah,
just like you said,
it might be fake news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be kind of disappointing though, because I don't know. I kind of liked the idea. I was like, oh well, I mean that's kind of cool,
Mm-hmm. All right, what you doing this weekend?
Shit, just more work.
That's what's up. That's a good thing.
Gotta make up this money.
Get it.
Yeah.
All right, man. I'll holler at you next week.
All right, man.
Hotep Bill. K, where you at? K, last one. K, last one on the calls. Look at this. Look at this tweet from Uncle Hotep. He should be ashamed of himself. He woke up in the morning and tried to get sympathy and try to take shots at me. Said this is me coming back to Fox News. Me crawling back to Fox News. This is what he said. I'm disappointed I was found guilty by the HBTY community last night. Meanwhile, this is Hotep Jesus running back and forth to Fox News every time they need a coon on. Cold world. See what I'm saying? See the shit I gotta deal with?
This is a sick Negro.
Woke up this morning trying to get himself a little bit of sympathy. When will the grift end? Tomorrow's Saturday. I'm definitely gonna stream tomorrow, as long as a hurricane doesn't destroy our house.
Okay.
Kay, what up, yo?
What up? Okay, first of all, I got a Grift. Make sure with everything that's going on, get your master focus, click that QR code. Remember that when you go to checkout, that's when you'll see the discount. Also, don't forget, make sure that you are looking into Syscoin too, okay?
You love it. We love it.
So since you were already, you had already gave Strong Dad leniency, I was going to call in and I was going to be nice and ask for leniency too on the grounds of grifting triggeritis due to grustling the muscle. So I was just going to ask for a probationary grifting period so that he could still continue to grift, but with super, kind of the supervising.
What did you call it again?
I called it the grifting triggeritis due to grustling the muscle.
Grifting triggeritis due to grustling the muscle. It was a grustle in the muscle.
Exactly. And so that's why he slipped up. So from the offices of Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe, I was asking for leniency.
No doubt. We'll definitely grant that. Oh man.
And I just wanted to say, with everything that's going on, it's just, I don't know, we're in some crazy times right now. So it's up to everybody to stay focused about what's going on. Also, especially make sure that you're checking on your mental health too as well. As a former social worker going back to school, I want you all to just make sure that, as well as take care of your family that's around you, but take care of yourself most of all too, because it's getting really bad around here. And I know that I was talking to P-Dog on his show earlier today about now Minnesota is talking about giving driver's license for all. And I feel like in a lot of these democratic states and all this stuff, with this swarm of, as they like to call them, undocumented citizens, or some of them I call mi gente.
Mi gente.
It's just there's so much. It's like they are literally forcing the system to shut down. And yes, it is to bring in, what they want to bring in. But it's like they're pushing it so fast on people. And it's like they really don't care what's going on. There's so many people that are struggling to find housing. People, look at my military buddies. It's like they say, oh yeah, we're throwing money to them. We're helping the vets. It's like, no, the fuck you're not. You say that you are. You put on, nice little shows and all that stuff. But yet and still, the VA is messed up. That is one of the many reasons that I will not go there. And it's just, they really don't care as long as they get what they want, which a lot of these laws and all these legislations and stuff, a lot of these politicians write themselves out because they make themselves exempt. And not a lot of people know that. Not a lot of people understand that. And it's like, I know that everybody's like, go vote, go vote, go vote. But sometimes it's hard when it's like they really don't give a shit about you.
Well, yeah.
And just like we're trying to survive, it's like they have their certain interest in mind. And it's not the citizens. It's not the people. Maybe it was before when they got into it looking to see if they could try to change things.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, people don't come out the same way they went in.
Right. Yep.
And yeah, it's just, you just have to stay strong mentally. You have to make sure that, you know, if there's anybody you could talk to about, you know, kind of to get them to understand what's going on, because a lot of people want to play dumb to what's going on, because I don't know whether it's they don't want to hear it or they know it's going on and they don't think that there's anything to do to change it.
Mm. It's a combination of all.
You know,
It's a combination of all of that.
right, and it's really disheartening, and I wish that there was, like, you know, how they all say that they want to clean the swamp and all that stuff. How are you going to clean the swamp when the swamp is still there?
Big facts.
Right. So, yeah, those are just my things to, you know, make sure to continue to watch out. Like Cannon says, keep your head on a swivel.
Let's talk about it.
Yep. Hotep and build.
Hotep and build. K on the check-in. What is this? Somebody just sent me somebody just texted me a tweet. It's from Dinesh D'Souza. Let me go ahead and close that. I don't get off on some of y'all influencers. Like when they be, like the thing is for me, like when influencers, a lot of the times when they publish it, they don't really like publish it because, you know, they care about the material. It's just because they want to grift off of it. You know. And there's nothing wrong with grifting. Like I said, you got to be about your grustle, but sometimes it's just like, bro, nobody cares. Anyway, you know what keeps my brain in proper shape? Master focus. Our 360-degree, 100% herbal formula. Mushroom seeds, roots, and leaf, which provide memory amplifiers, brain builders, energy boosters, mood enhancers, and of course it attacks the gut, which is the second brain, the enteric nervous system. So it's a 360-degree approach to brain health and brain boosting. I had somebody in the chat last night, they said their brain feels like it's on AI. I'm like, I told you so. Hotep's been told you. You know, so you can fuck around and wait and find out, or you can get on the train right now. That QR code you see on the screen right there, if you take the pills as advised, will definitely revolutionize your life, make you a more productive individual, and of course, as a result of being productive, increase your pay. QR code on the screen applies a discount at checkout. The link in the description box applies it at checkout, or you can use coupon code Grift Report. This is the ultimate discount on our platform. You can only get this exclusively through the Grift Report. All the other discount codes are much smaller. But again, we burn through so many brain cells. You know, we joke around and say we've killed our brain cells, you know, through alcohol and drugs and marijuana, whatever it may be. Well, the Master Focus formula promotes neurogenesis. Neurogenesis is the creation of brain cells, of neurons, right? And increase synaptic function. Brain is an electrical organ, so get all those electrical signals firing at a faster pace. Master Focus is it. Look, I'm out of here, man. I'm about to go and try and enjoy what's left of my Friday. It looks like it's about to pour down torrential rain here from a hurricane. I don't know if it's Hurricane Susie, Hillary, Nancy. I don't know what it is. But I'm out of here. I'll see y'all tomorrow, man. Hotep and Bill.
Yeah, I can try to get that handled for you. Again, it's only my second day, so if you can give me a second. How I'm supposed to do this? How the hell are we supposed to do this by 5 o'clock?
I have no clue.
Is that possible? Hey, do you have the password to... How'd you finish all your work already?
He's not tapped in.
How'd you get that done so quick? They think they're gonna be able to budget that?
It's money. That's money right there. You understand?
You guys finished your work 6 hours early?
He's not tapped in.